Hi, everyone. Deirdre Morgan here. This is a bonus Zoom pop in. So it will be short, but very important insights that I want to make sure all of you whom I know and love have. I think we all know by now, at least those of us into consciousness, that we're in a big day for the next 24 hours. There is a hybrid solar eclipse in Aries. Aries, the planet of fire, Mars energy, super packed. And this is exactly what this eclipse is all about. It is electrical, it is intense, it is all powerful. It matches that 11 frequency in numerology that we're in this month. So let's all take a big deep breath. Let's all say, wow, because the eclipses always, as we know, shake things up. Some people say they upset the apple cart. That's another way to look at it. Whatever they do, though, they're going to flip. The energies flip our energies, our stories in some way or other. Okay? And this particular hybrid solar eclipse, maybe I've had a backstory a bit. Remember, eclipses always upset the status quo. They always ask us to look at something a new way. They will be in full effect and full blast for 2 weeks. So it's not like we have to do this in the first 24 hours, but it will come to you. Eclipses really shift your energy, my energy dramatically. Solar eclipses always deal with the future, what's going to open up, what can happen. We like solar eclipses. Lunar eclipse, for example, always deals with the past. So we'll go to that Pluto energy that says, come on, dig deeper, get the dirt on yourself and do something with it. That's coming in a couple of weeks. So let's not rush it. Let's stay with where we are at the moment, which is the solar eclipse looking to the future. Aries, the first planet of the zodiac, first sign of the zodiac, is saying new beginnings, new starts, new energy. Hopefully you've discharged your past, all the stories you've made and created from your past, and you're ready to begin fresh. This is the purpose. This eclipse is about an upgrade for each of us. Upgrade, we're going up. So let's stay with it a bit. I was thinking about it and I said, wow, hybrids have motion and they have two aspects to them. Most eclipses, the moon moves in and covers the sun to a certain degree or not, and then we're done. But this time, the moon moves in, covers the sun, then it moves. There's a little sliver that shows up of the sun, and then the moon moves back to cover the sun again. So it's flowing. What does that tell you? That also tells you we're in the flow. We're not into separation and structure. So breathe and make up your mind to get in the flow, which means let go of the past. So it's like a jigsaw. A ping pong, back and forth, back and forth. Future, clear. Future, clear. The past is going to influence your future, which is why we want to get rid of all that third dimensional mindset, all that divisiveness, separation, competition that is generated from our feelings of doubt about ourselves, our fears that maybe we can't master the world, and a belief in lack, not enough, not good enough, never enough. This is the moment, guys. So I know you'll probably be getting this pop in after the fact. But I'm doing it so that you'll have a couple of weeks to really think about it, really go down and pull up the dirt about yourself. Then what's ahead is magical, really. So what am I going to input for you? What's new today? What I thought I'd do was remind you of your personal years, because your personal year is really going to tell you what issue is sort of your main event in clearing your past. Pretty good when you think about it. If you're not sure of your personal year, please go to my website. Please go to, I believe it's under offerings, and it will say personal year calculation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure but if it's not, just keep clicking the buttons. Anyway, let's get started to see how you can best help yourself. So if your personal year, remember, numerologically, the numbers have energy and an energy field about them. So they have qualities, attributes, options, talents, skills, the whole kit and caboodle, the works. So in a 1 year, with this eclipse going on, I'm going to give you what I believe is the message for those of you in a 1 year to double check on yourself. 1 is about new beginnings. We know that. 1 is mental. We know that. What is this about? 1 is about you. You're 1. So how much at 1 are you? Okay. Let me put it this way. I want you to sit down with yourself and say, what is it I may need to shift in my mind about my career, my money, my health, my relationships, my love life? There's something you're hanging on to. You want to ask yourself, what am I really rigid about? Where have I not learned about the flow and let things go and let it be? Where am I not believing in myself? I'm a strong, independent person. Do I really accept this? Is this the core belief I'm coming from? Do I really believe it's all inside me because God is within me? These are questions I'm going to ask you to ask yourself. You need to get clear on your attitude about yourself, about life, and about other people. Are you willing to wiggle, to go back and forth? Like the moon, it's wiggling with the sun. Okay? If you're in a 2 personal year, remember 2 is all about the heart. Gotta have heart. Your main challenge to look at with this eclipse is, how well do I receive? How well do I receive love, give love? How comfortable am I receiving, getting? Whether it's love or maybe it's a compliment or a gift. 2 challenge is to be trusting enough to be open and receptive to the opportunities, the gifts that the universe does shower on us every day, and to receive them. And having done that, trusting yourself to receive, we move into the 3 personal year where you can create and give and share and express. 3 is all about reaching out, extending yourself into the world in a creative, dynamic way. Where'd you get that? From your 1 year when you learn to be innovative, inspired, initiate in your thinking. So it's following you. Because once we get into that imaginative, inspired mindset, the intuition pours in, And we have to trust, right? And in trusting, and experiencing the gifts, the intuition, we have a greater sense of self-sufficient, and we build in the 3-year confidence from building the 1, 2, and 3 together. These first 3 numbers are all about the individual, all about you, all about a fresh start. So 3 is telling it like it is, being who you are, feeling confident and happy within yourself. 3, remember, is the number of happiness. And the happiness is not because something great happened at work, or your boyfriend proposed, or you bought a new car. It's not externally driven. Happiness is liking yourself and being happy with you. So, how you doing if you're in a 3 personal year? Let's move on to the 4, 5, and 6 personal years, which are not as focused on self and growth and development, but on how they're going to reach out and share. Remember, that's what 3 started to do by being honest, being authentic, telling it like it is. We move into the 4. Now, if you're in a 1 year, I want you to pay attention to the 4 personal year. And if you're in a 4 personal year, I want you to pay attention to the 1. And then what's ahead a few years from now, 7. Because this eclipse flips everything. And you want to flip. It's about changing your story, changing the narrative, and building from the heart. What is 4 about? 4 is about manifesting. 4 is about making it happen. And you can see from the first 1, 2, 3 years that we just talked about, that if you are in that space with yourself, if you're feeling good with yourself, you can make things happen. What you're doing, though, is you're building a new structure to your life, or your lifestyle to you. It's about the structure, the foundation. And where is the structure and foundation? In with your heart. So lead with the heart, follow with smart really has impact and importance and big pow for you in a 4 personal year. You're getting the ground rules for yourself going forward. You're getting your life restructured. Perhaps there's a move, perhaps there's people to let go of, perhaps there's a new job, but things are going to be restructured, and just make sure they're on terms that you're happy with. And we're happy with ourselves when we trust ourselves and when we believe in ourselves. See how it's building? This is new, a new approach to how we look both at the numerology of numbers and how we begin to create a life for ourselves. So let's keep going. After 4, which is physical and action and getting our act together, number 5 is about you've got your act together, take it on the road. So 5 is freedom. You'll feel freedom if you've taken some baby steps in changing things that you're happy with, that you're trusting and feel good about. I sound like a broken record, I know. But get the feel of it, get the movement, get the swing. It's really great. 5 is all about change, all about doing things differently, coming out of the routines, the structure. When you're in a 5 personal year with this eclipse, you make sure you change your story. You make sure you change how you see yourself, and you see yourself as a loving, creative, spiritual light that can shine brightly. Anything that is an obstacle or blocks you from thinking that way about yourself, take a few deep breaths and go find a coach, go find a sound healer, go find Reiki master, but figure out what pattern you've got, figure out why, and let it go. It isn't you. And it's all about you. Number 6 is the heart again. We're back with our emotions, with the heart. And this is the heart that says, are you happy? Do you love yourself? Are you comfortable loving yourself? Or are you still feeling some twinges of guilt or shame about something? Make sure that those are shown the door with this eclipse. Make sure you're ready to let your light shine. Let yourself be who you are. Respect, appreciate, acknowledge yourself enough to put yourself out there on your terms, not someone else's. The day of the pleaser, the caterer, the accommodator have left. You're here to live your life happily, fully, and lovingly on your terms. So find the balance here now. This is the big challenge. Have you got both your feminine self-love and masculine self-extension balanced? Focus on getting the balance, feeling good. Okay? Now the 5, you see, is dependent on your 2-year. Remember, the key there was trust and receive. How well you did in your 2-year determines how willing, ready you are to change things, to explore things, to do the new and different. The 3, which is confidence and expressing your truth and being happy, allows you in the 6 to share that all, to appreciate yourself, feel at home with yourself, which what creates balance. We like balance. It's all about balance. So keep that in mind. You've got a new energy going, and it all comes from self-love, self-appreciation, and self-acknowledgement. You may find if you're in a 4, 5, 6, you want to reach out into your community. You might do volunteer work. You might create a new group that reads every week or gets together. Sky's the limit. You can do whatever resonates for you. And it's so exciting once you give yourself permission to be happy. So the 3 and the 6 are having a fine time together. John, the next series is the 7, 8, and 9, which is the higher frequency. Again, see, we're stepping up the game every minute. What are the 7, 8, and 9 about? This is the higher frequency. So it's really about feeling so safe and secure within yourself, so happy with yourself. And it's not an ego, yeah, look at me thing. It's just feeling good with yourself, just liking what's down there. When you move into the 7, and remember, we have a 7 universal here, so you're doubling up. The 7 is saying, let go of your need to be perfect. Let go of your need to know it all. Let go of your need to be needed because you are so smart or wise or capable or accomplished. See all that you do as just a natural, organic part of who you are. 7 will ask you to deal with, how do I feel with my aloneness in life? Am I alone? Am I on my own? Do I feel isolated? How do I handle it? Do I retreat from the world because I feel betrayed? Do I need to clear up that act and not present myself as pretty Miss Perfect or master of the world? Either way, it's a defense mechanism. You're still a little bit in protective custody. So pull out that one that says, I'm whole and complete. Source, God is within. And use it to create this new lifestyle where you're not proving to yourself or to other people that you're okay and you're really fantastic and great. You don't need to prove it. We all know you are. It's just you that needs to know it and live it, please. The 8 is mental. Okay, we're back to that mindset again. And this is the mindset that goes back to the 2 that trusts, to the 5 that explores and is open to what is. Taking those 2 aspects, having liberated yourself and willing to explore, you get the 8, which is a big picture. 8 always thinks big. So it's imagining, seeing all the possibilities and trusting if the heart goes, yeah, to go for it. 8 says, push out those boundaries, pull down those walls, risk, love yourself. And to do that, give up judging. Okay? That is the nemesis for the 8. Constantly looking at yourself or looking at your others and comparing, and how am I doing, and am I going to make it, and is it going to be all right? 8 will challenge your sense of self-worth. Do you feel worthy? Are you still using the word deserve? I don't like that word at all. Not for the empowerment. You can't empower yourself, from my point of view, if you're into deserving. It's about, this is what I love. This is what I want to share. This is who I am. Oh, it's so cool. It really is great. So 8, you go out in a big way. It's the big tent, big time. Think it. It's the ultimate trip in trust, in liberation, in knowing who you are. And it's a wonderful feeling. So this eclipse is going to maybe something which may seem dire, like you could lose your job or you could break up a relationship that's long-standing, but it's all meant to get you out of the little comfort zone, that box you've created from the old issues of your past that you're still dragging along. So anything that changes that is the least bit dramatic, take a breath and say, this is for my highest, best good. Trust it. The 2, this is for my highest and best good. This is going to bring me into something new and different and challenging. I like it. The 9, personal year, is success and completion. In many ways, if it's an internal process, you feel whole and complete within yourself. The jewel of feeling whole and complete within yourself is the ego, which is based in fear, starts to calm down. It deactivates. And the ego is really what gets in our way a lot of times with opportunities, with relationships, with just enjoying and loving life. So 9 is the success, feeling whole, complete. But it also means get clear. What is your definition of success? Probably isn't like mine. What's important is, though, you've built enough love and strength and confidence, and you value and appreciate yourself enough that what you determine is your success is what works. You don't need any outside input. You can listen to it, but go within and determine it. What's your heart doing when it hears what other people are saying? Oh, don't feel too good? Let it go. It's not for you. Let it all just be about what resonates, what doesn't resonate, what works, what doesn't, and be your own master. You're the captain of your ship. I just love it. And this is what the universe wants us to not just have a clue about, not just know, it's You know it, but you're willing to act on it. You're willing to live it. I just think that's as good as it gets. So this is where we're at. And remember too, that along with this eclipse and Aries and double Mars energy, we have Mercury turning retrograde. I think it moves into Taurus on the 21st, which is the day after all this eclipse action, which means this is why I say you're going to be pulled back to look at what could still be your stumbling block, your stubbornness in letting go of something, particularly if it were a fantasy, an ideal, a vision you had, and you realize, oh, it isn't showing up, and it's time to move on, right? So take advantage of the Aries solar eclipse and Mercury retrograde to break apart old habits, beliefs, obsessions. Find what holds you back, okay? Because these uber-charged new moons set things into motions. So set positive intentions, no matter what your personal year is, but particularly if you're a one. Set those intentions. Be willing to risk and gamble. Move out into the world. We need you. I know that sounds corny, but the world needs people with a positive, open, and moving into the fifth dimension and expressive heart. So those are my thoughts. I hope it gives you a sense of direction, a sense of well-being, of knowing you have the vote still with this eclipse. Don't fall back, victim or sacrificial lamb to it. This is a moment of true empowerment, of true self-love that is egoless. It's exciting. We've earned it. We're getting there. And if you do your part now, in conjunction, the personal year, the eclipse, Mercury retrograde, Aries, breathe, and Pluto in Aquarius, of course, which always nudges us deep within the people, both collectively and individually. We've got a lot going on. So take care of you. Be good to yourself. And remember, it's all about love. Everything else is incidental. Thank you for joining me. I love you. I wish you the best. And I hope to see you in Zooming 36, where we celebrate 3 years of my talks. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.